over early, and it looks like all one might be drifting across, but it is go in this first round match between Denmark and Poland. Impossible to call, and what you don't, the positions you do not want to be in are first and fifth.
Very interesting battle since first downwind. We saw the whole fleet coming to that first.
Closing in. Here he goes. The attack comes in from the Spaniards. He attacks, and can he go past? He's forcing it out.
Penalty!
Oh, he's done it.
Hello and welcome to the Nations Cup, or rather say the eSailing Nations Cup 2021. We are coming to the next phase. We are in round one. We are in the knockout stages, and we are going to have a lot of those battles after the seeding round. Tonight we are going to see maybe one of the favorite teams, Team France. The game is from France. The players are from France, and they know a lot about virtual regatta. And they're going to play the new guy, or the new team in class, Team OMAN. But last year, we also saw Team France meeting Team Japan. And Team Japan surprisingly won over France. So nobody is safe in a knockout round. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of battles we are going to enjoy tonight. This is the first round of many, and we're going to do Nations Cup, eSailing Nations Cup, the next 1.5 months, with the grand final coming up the 5th of November. But before going more into depth, let's just meet the players and see how serious they mean this one. Once again, nations are battling for glory.
Welcome to the Nations Cup 2021.
Skills,
communication,
tactics, strategy.
Together under one flag.
In battle with giants.
Get ready for the Battle of Nations.
Nations Cup 2021.
And that was the players saying welcome to the eSailing Nations Cup. Tonight we are going into the knockout rounds. We have a format of 9 races. So the first nation to win 5 rounds has won this knockout round. But we are going to play all 9 rounds no matter what is happening. The first round is a 10 versus 10. We're going to see all players in a 49er. Then we are going over to one of the more exciting races, 1 versus 1 female match race, where we're going to see the females racing against each other. Then we have a 5 versus 5 in the laser, 3 versus 3 in the F50, the CLTP boat, 2 versus 2 with the certified player, meaning those who has a tick inside the game. And then we have another match race coming up, deciding, that's actually a deciding race. Are we going to win or lose here? Then we have a 3 versus 3 in the J-boat. We have 2 versus 2 in the 50, and then ending up again with a 10v10 in the NACRA 17. All races are played in what we called arenas. This means that the wind is fixed, so we are sure there's speed on. We're going to have a lot of things with it. But before going into race number 1, let's hear what the team says tonight. I met the team captain of France, and I met some of the players from Team OMAN.
racing against Team OMAN is, I think, quite challenging because their players are not so well known in the eSailing space, so we don't really know what to expect.
So I'm very excited to play with another people. I think another people they have more idea for this game.
So we'll really try to focus on our eSailing skills. Really take this as one race after the other, and yeah, really do our best. Not take anything lightly. That's our mindset for tonight.
You know, we do go out sailing, but this is only like we don't take it really seriously. But now it's become very serious, and I think it's a good opportunity for the team to prove themselves, and to show the world also, like we have also a sailing team in Oman.
So tomorrow I will do the best, me and my team.
So yeah, well, we'll try to do our best. So last year we faced a very strong team Japan, and maybe we were not as prepared as we should have been. So this time we'll really take it seriously and really sail the best we can, and hopefully this will end differently and we'll go to the next round.
Fantastic to hear the captain from Team France coming in here, Sinjit as he's called in the game, talking about, hey, this year they're prepared for it. Last year they might not thought, hey, the new team in the class, we can only win this one. Here we are seeing the players are joining in, and let's just zoom in. This is the 49er. If you're new to this game, then the 49er is a very fast boat. This is the boat you're going to win upwind leg, and you're going to lose it downwind, we say. The reason why we say you win it upwind is because it's all about speed, it's all about reading the wind, and this boat is actually very agile upwind. Downwind you lose it because you don't find the wind. So if you're going into the wrong wind side, wind pressure, then you actually can lose up to 5 knots of speed. We have a lot of players with us, and let's just go in and also see how the score is going to run tonight. Let's go into sail ranks while we're waiting for the last 4 players to join in, so we can start this first race of the first round in the eSailing Nations Cup. This is sail ranks we are going to look at tonight. In here, the race officers will help us to tell us the score of each race, each round, but we can also deep a little bit more into the numbers and then watch and say, hey, this guy, he performed like this and this in this race, and so on. When we're watching this, and then let's make a small introduction. We have Sir Tristan Perron from France. He has been at the World Championship 2019, vice world champion. And he also qualified for the World Championship this year. La Manoir, he has been at the World Championship 2 times. L1, the first world champion ever. Valentin Lisa was part of the World Championship last year in 2020. The same thing Pepito was. So if we are watching the whole team of France, wow, top athletes, top individual athletes. But remember one thing, this is team race we're doing. Team Oman, we saw Ipti, as she wants to be called, player number 13 here. We saw her in the interview, and don't underestimate her. Then we have Sakaya. He is also doing a great job, and I know he has been practicing, and he actually performed quite well in the qualification. The same thing the team captain did, Al-Halal Mandi. He did fine job in the first seeding round. We're still waiting for the last players to join in, and we're waiting for the race officers to call it. So this is what happens when it's the first night and it's the first time the new team in the class joins in. So, what is the difference from the eSailing Nations Cup and the eSailing World Championship? What we're going to see tonight is team racing. So normally in sailing, we're talking about fair play rules. You follow all the rules. You don't attack each other. You don't penalize each other in purpose. But when we're going into this type of racing, we're coming into here team racing. Then we're going to experience penalties. We're going to experience wind traps. We're going to experience another side of the sport of sailing. We're actually going to see how people are using and players are using the rules to penalize others to win. But it's a team race, so we look at the final score, and the team with the lowest point score is also the team winning the regatta. So it's all about points, it's all about team races, it's all about helping each other. We're waiting for the race officers to say go, and we're waiting for the last players to join in. Right now we are still missing 2 players, but soon the race officer will call it, and then those 2 players will get maximum points. This is the way the jury works, this is the way the race officer works. So suddenly there will be players that will get maximum points. But let's see how that goes. While we're waiting, we have some sponsors supporting the world of sailing, also supporting the world of eSailing. Please remember to give them a shout out when we're coming further on in it.
My name is Trudy Ann Branker, and I am the Master Blender for Montgay Rum. Montgay is unique because of where we are. We have been producing here on the same location for over 300 years. Montgay is unique because Barbados is the birthplace of rum. Montgay and rum is part of Barbadian culture. You're passionate about it from the start.
The amazing part of playing eSailing is that one of the things we normally don't experience is delay because of wind. We are not losing wind tonight, but right now we are losing another thing. In Oman right now they had some issues with the internet. These guys are actually sitting together and playing the game, and some of them had some issues joining in the servers with the internet they have, and also their 4G connection on their phones. But right now I can see more and more players coming in, some players dropping in and out, and it's mostly the Team Oman team having some issues, but the race officers is going to call it. I'm just waiting for the signal in my ear, then they will say go, because we are here to have some races, and then it will give a small advantage to the French team. We just have a call sign go, so let's go in game and let's cross fingers that the rest of the Team Oman is ready in race number 1. Here we have race number 1, and one thing you can see is they're playing with points. It's 0-0 right now. We are going to start with the 49er, 10 versus 10, and they're going to race upwind, a classic upwind, downwind leg. And the race officer just called go. We can't wait anymore. We have to follow the rules. So we will start the race. This means that Team Oman, there we have another one coming in. Team Oman will have some fewer points in the some more points because they will have 2 persons losing this race. But let's get ready. Let's count down for race number 1 in this year's first eSailing Nations Cup knockout phase. And this is 10 versus 10 in the 49er. And there we go. We get the point. 18 skippers from the start. Then let's hope it is Team Oman and Team France that's both losing one player and giving an advantage for them. Let's see the fair play rules coming in here. It's the first race we're going to have here, 10 versus 10, is going to be very individually. It's not going to be much team race in it. It's all about how one player is performing on the team. Yes, you can play as a team, but sometimes we see players just race for it and cross the fingers that the team is winning best possible. It's all about the start also, and when we are going into 2D mode here, you can see the starting line. You can see the committee boat is a little bit higher up than the pin end mark. The reason is that there's a small advantage at the committee boat. It's closer towards the top mark according to that type of wind pressure we have at the moment. Next thing, if you are new to this game, you need to watch is the top left corner. Top left corner, you have a radar showing the wind directions on the wind pressure zones and also wind directions. You can also see a light and a dark color coming in. 5 seconds to the first race start, and there we go. Welcome to the eSailing Nations Cup 2021. And with that said, we have Tangier Golf doing a false start for Team France, also Musab from Team Oman doing one false start, and that means they need to go back to the starting line. But we have quite a clean start and a quite spread out fleet in the first race here. So let's see how that will go. Here we have Julie France, also David Krief. He's actually a server. He's doing what we call the artistic or what's called freestyle surfing, and he's very good of it, and he's a little bit up age. I promise not to tell his age, but he's plus 30. Opposite side, we have Frank VR from Team Cool, and here you can see the difference from Team France and Team Oman, because they're using their call signs because they are so known in the game, where Team Oman, we can see here, Abdu, he also has his call sign, but here, with the first name, we had him in the interview, the U21 sailor from Team Oman, Zakaria, he's coming in here with his boat. But it looks pretty hard in the first race. We can see a small, slightly different in the upwind leg. It is the French team having a good start, and it looks a little bit hard for Team Oman. But don't worry, the same thing we saw actually last year when it was Team Japan versus Team France, that when it was on an individual level, as we have here, Team France was literally one of the best in the world. But it is team racing after this race, but this is just race number 1. Le Manoir in position 6, Savnis in position 5th, Sinjit the team captain in 3rd, Pepito Tim Carpentier in the lead, and then David Krief, Julie France in 2nd. Then we have here Tangier Golf. Oh, we're seeing a little bit team race. See Tangier Golf going in, pressuring Team Oman, penalizing it. So Team France actually they actually planned to do team racing in this individual race, and that's all legal because remember, we are playing with points, we are playing as a team. It's all about having less points as a team. Spinnaker launch, we're going downwind in this classic upwind downwind leg. This is the second leg, it's down the first downwind leg. Here we see Valid from Team Oman. See the spinnaker launch, the speed of the boat, 18.9, almost 19 knots. And if we go up in 2D mode, then as a new player and a new viewer, you can see this wide area around in front of the boat. It's called wind shadow. Wind shadow is where you actually get caught in it and will lose momentum. You can see Valid coming in, Tangi coming in. Tangi will lose it, use it on Valid, and this means he's caught in wind shadow, almost 2 knots of speed difference. Oh, penalty! Tangi knows this game so well. He just caught Valid in a classic penalty here. Same thing with Akram here. So Tangi, he's as we sometimes are calling it, and I have to say, I know it's sailing, but he is killing the other teams at the moment. So, upwind leg. It looks like quite a dominant performance by Team France in this 49er. It's the second upwind leg and the last upwind leg also. Team France are from 1st to 10th. But don't worry, remember what EBT said. Yeah, we are normally just playing it for fun. We want to show Team Oman is part of this eSailing Nations Cup. We also want to show that in Team Oman we have a lot of sailors, and we are a sailing nation. And I have to say, they are showing it. They are also playing the best they can, fighting for it. So I really enjoy it and I really love it. Well, we have a nation like Team France. These guys has been with us all the way since we have been doing Nations Cup, eSailing World Championship, being part of the development. And some of these guys has been there all from the start. Especially this guy, L1. L1, the first world champion ever, also part of creating, together with some other players also, the first core community of the game. There we go, it's the second leg around, and then let's take some rules here. We have this mark rounding we're coming to. You can enter it two ways. Starboard, as we saw Cindy did, or port side, as Pepito did. If you're entering it starboard, you have to ride away if you're not maneuvering inside the mark room. If both of you like Tangi, Tangi downwind attack, coming from port side, then it's the rule of the inside turn. Some of you might know it in sailing world as Rule 18, Rule 18.1, Rule 18.2. And this is how it goes when we are in a mark rounding. We'll see more to that when we're coming into the specific team race. But remember, this is race number 1. This is the 49er. It's 10 versus 10. But right now, it's quite pink down there. And I actually love that Team France is choosing the pink color to the fantastic flag. Blue, white and red. There we go. Valentine Lisa also here, Julie France. But let's see down here. Hamza is coming in. Hamza is trying to see if he can capture the others. And one thing when they're going downwind, you can see all Team France sailors on the left-hand side, slightly in the middle. It's because of the wind zones you can see up in the top left corner. A dark area, hard wind pressure, light area, light wind pressure. So it's all about finding the wind. The first team member is crossing. It's the team captain Sinjet, then it's Pepito, Julie France, La Manoir, and rest of Team France coming in. And it looks like Team France, without getting the referees to look at the numbers, are taking a victory in race number 1. So 1-0 Team France in the first knockout phase, the first round ever in the eSailing Nations Cup 2021. But I have to say, I am so pleased to see Team Oman's fighter will in this regatta. Doing an upwind downwind leg in 6 minutes and 6 seconds is actually quite slow with this wind pressure in the 49er. It's around 12 seconds slower, but it's all about team racing. The best start in this race actually came to Team Oman. The best average speed was also Musab from Team Oman, but sailing the shortest distance, doing the maximum, capturing the maximum wind speed was all from Team France. You can see here, great start for the U21 player, Zakaria from Team Oman. He had a fantastic start, great start by him, but then he dropped down. And I actually think he thought, because remember, it looks like I thought it was him. No, that was, yeah, going back to the start in line, but it was not. And then he got a penalty, so not the best start race here. But this was race number 1 in this first ever eSailing Nations Cup round in 2021. And with that said, then we are going straight into the team racing. The first team race we are going to see is actually more individual again. This time it's female versus female. I can see both players in there, so let's jump straight in to race number 2. And this is race number 2, France versus Oman. Both players are ready, so let's just start the race. There we have it. It's Ipti versus Barbie, and both of them are actually been playing Road to Regatta for quite some time. They are not quite new in this one, and see how aggressive they are. They are sailing in this star boat, and you can see here in the star, it's a huge sail. And one thing you will experience when we're doing team races is this: upwind, they will follow each other. Then it's all about having a great start. Downwind, we will see a very aggressive play. Ipti getting a penalty, very aggressive, very good defending by Barbie. But right now it's more psychological. These two are battling it out against each other, following each other. But remember to get a good start, to see if you can go in and control the other player, and then get ready to defend or attack when you're going downwind. They're doing what we call a short upwind leg. They are going upwind, then downwind to a gate mark, upwind to top marks again, and then downwind to the finish line. So they're not doing the classic match race format, but this is more to give a little bit more excitement into it. The start is coming in 1 second. It's a slow start for both of them. Barbie on the right hand side, Ipti in the left hand side, and it looks like the French sailor is placing herself in a very good position, but this is going to be side by side upwind. Right now, both of them are going to the left-hand side, and the most interesting part is Barbie is a little bit in control here, because Ipti can't cross, can't tack up towards the top mark. But let's see what will go on here. Let's see how she will unfold her attack, what she will do. Right now, as foreseen, they will follow each other, trying to penalize each other and cover each other up, going upwind. But when you're getting a penalty in a race like this, you will only get 11 seconds slowdown. 11 seconds sounds like a long time, but when you're sailing a boat like a star, there is only sailing 5.3 knots upwind at the moment in the best VMG position. Then you will see it's actually not meaning that much. You will lose around 8 to 12 meters, all about how unlucky you are, because if you get the penalty, go in panic, going upwind and don't continue your path, then you will lose a little bit. The battle coming in, Barbie tacking up a little bit early, giving room to Ipti. Ipti now has a chance to come up to the mark. A wind shift coming in favor of Ipti actually a little bit. Barbie in the middle, Ipti coming in only 6 meters. Ipti again, crossing a little bit longer out, and it didn't look like she was doing a best VMG cross there. So let's see what's happening. They're splitting up. This might be costly for Ipti, but let's see. Going upwind. What I am looking for is the distance in between the two boats, the two female sailors, when they're coming to the top mark. Huge wind shift coming in. This might be in favor for Ipti, because now she can go behind Barbie, and she does. Great move by Ipti from Oman, going behind Barbie, taking the lead, taking the control here, now covering Barbie. So let's see what will happen. But remember one thing, as we tried to explain in a very simple way in the first race, when you're coming to the top mark here from port side, battle coming in. This is going to be close, 2 seconds. Ipti took a chance, going upwind, losing momentum. No. Trying to push Barbie a little bit, and then went upwind. She was in such a good position. So sometimes don't be too aggressive. Sometimes focus on the race. So now we are changing positions back again. Barbie covering Ipti a little bit at the moment. Ipti just needs to keep this distance, because when they're going downwind, the starboat don't have a spinnaker. This means that the sail will, if you're not a sailor, will actually fall out in almost a 90 degrees when you're going downwind, showing a huge wind shadow. 30 meters, I will show you in a few seconds. This means you need to be 38 meters in front before you actually can sneak away from this wind shadow. So Ipti has all the cards to come back in and attack Barbie. So let's see if Ipti has prepared her attack skills in this starboat. Rounding the mark, Barbie first, Ipti coming in, rounding the mark, and Ipti needs to following Barbie, and Barbie needs to stay out of this huge wind shadow. You can see this huge wide area, the wind shadow. Barbie 5.3, Ipti 5.9. No, Ipti, don't go away from Barbie. You need to attack. but she's actually going side by side, going away. She has more wind pressure, 6.4, Barbie 6.2. So Ipti is she's racing with the wind instead of attacking, and now you can see that might be a wrong move. Barbie getting wind 7.0, Ipti 6.9. So Ipti needs to cross over, attack Barbie to get closer to her. She needs to use the wind shadow. But we also know one thing with Ipti. It is the first international race. She's doing also the first match race on this high level, where Barbie has been practicing with some of the best in the world. See, Ipti crossing in, doing the attack. This is what we like. Wind shadow thrown on Barbie. See, 0.5, 0.8, 0.9 difference in speed. So Barbie under pressure. Ipti, she actually got it now. There we go, 8.2, 7.7. She's closing in, and this is a very good closing in and full pressure. Almost 1 knot is in speed difference. Ipti approaching Barbie, coming in from behind. There we go. Side by side, they're coming to the gate mark, and now it's more important that she follows Barbie, because this just made her come back in the race. Mark rounding coming in. Great race by Ipti. Great comeback. She tacks away to get out of the wind shadow of Barbie, and now she needs to follow Barbie side by side. Conquering, I have to say, conquering 28 meters, winning 28 meters in that downwind leg. Great race by Ipti from Oman. And now Barbie needs to think, okay, Ipti is capable of doing a downwind attack. She actually nailed it pretty good. So let's see what we can do to defend this one. Barbie in the lead, still Ipti side by side. Only 12 meters in between these two boats. And let's zoom a little bit in here so we can have the two boats in a beautiful view here. Oman versus France. They're going side by side. They're going upwind second leg in this match race. And actually, Ipti is doing a great thing, just following Barbie. And Barbie is, let's see what happens. Let's wait for it. Very fair play like. And this is something you will see as in a difference, because later on we will also see a match race in between two of the men. And that's, if I know the team captains right, they will choose the two best individual player they have on their team. And there you'll see a much more aggressive play. Ipti side by side with Barbie. It's the second top mark rounding. It's the last top mark rounding. And now we're getting ready for that downwind action that is coming in a few seconds. Ipti, she needs to think. She needs to prepare her strategy and tactics. How will she attack Barbie? And Barbie, she needs to think, how can I defend my position right here and now? Ipti crossing in, Barbie going a little bit higher. Then let's hope for Ipti that the wind is not shifting. Ipti going towards the ley line. She needs to take care not getting below the ley line, but she's on the inside. That might be a good choice, because when they're rounding the mark, then it's the boat on the inside that had to ride away. So let's see here. Barbie. Oh, nice crossing in, closing that gap. Ipti needs to follow. And now it's all about speed. It's all about defending. And this is the excitement. This is here where we go in 2D mode, because there we can see how the boats react, how they're using their wind shadow. Let's see here. Ipti rounding the mark just after bounty. Oh, a little bit too early. Ipti. Let's see here. Barbie coming in. Ipti needs to attack Barbie. But she's going away from Barbie again. Same strategy, but Ipti needs to go in and following Barbie. Barbie just saw that, and this time Barbie tried to go a little bit further away, but Ipti straight away back on the attack roll. Let's go in and see it from here. You can see how Ipti coming in, throwing wind shadow, and now we have the speed difference. 0.3, she needs to do a more aggressive. 0.3 still. Great defense by Barbie. And what we'll see is Barbie, she will go to the right-hand side in the sailing world, but to the left of what we are watching, she will go outside of ley line. No, she's not going outside the ley line. And now we have the trap. 0.1 knots in speed difference. Ipti, will she attack, or will she try to go beside Barbie and race side by side? This is going to be a finish line finish. Oh, and here we see the difference of the aggressive male players and the female players. It's all about seeing if you can penalize the other boat. Let's go in top view. Ipti coming in, capturing Barbie. There's still 0.5 knots in speed. Ipti needs to go closer. Side by side, she's approaching Barbie. Barbie under pressure. Barbie losing momentum. Ipti trying to go around her. Ipti, Barbie can penalize. Ipti needs to defend it. No, 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 no! This didn't happen! Ipti lost connection back home in Oman, just in front of the finish line. So this means, sadly, as we say, that her boat broke up and giving a point to Team France just when the excitement came in. So 2-0 to Team France. What a excitement finish, and what a huge shame for Ipti, because I have to say she was so close of attacking Barbie and taking that point, and it really looked like we were going to have a photo finish in this race. But unlucky. We are sitting around the world, we are sitting on different internet connections, and in this case Ipti lost her connection, and it means, like in real world, if you're breaking a mast, or you, like in Nord Stream race, like Denmark, sailing into Sweden and breaking your sail, then you're out of the race. And that's what happened here. We're getting ready for race number 3. Race number 3 is, we're going to speed up a little bit. We're going into a 5v5 race, and we're going into a boat called the Laser. And I'm really crossing fingers that Team Oman is not having all the issues with the internet connection. And as the race officers are saying to me in the year, if we experience too many internet connections issues with Oman, then we need to find a solution so we can have a battle on. But there are different rules how you're setting your team, and those they need to follow. But let's go to sail ranks just to see how the score is developing and how we can see the score system up there. Sail ranks works this way, that it's counting the points in each race, how the players are performing. So the tin wind versus tin, Team France won 55 versus 156. So quite a big win, but there was also 2 players from Team Oman that couldn't participate because of the internet connection. I have to say, this win for Barbie is not showing what exciting race we had, because Team Oman actually and Ipti did such a good race against Barbie. When we're going into here, then we can see which positions each player had in each race. So we can go in and see how were you positioned in the race we just had with the race of the tin win tin. And this is how we're going to do all night. We're going in to analyze the score. But let's get ready. It looks like we are ready inside the game. But let's just go in studio and wait for the team. And there we go. We have 9 players in there. Right now we're waiting for the last player for Team Oman. We know, and they have contacted the race officers, there are some connections issues in there. And we also saw Ipti so sad losing connection just in the important attack moment. It's a 5v5, and we're going to do in this boat. This is the Laser. The Laser is quite agile boat. You see how fast it's turning in there in the boat. But it's also quite slow. Upwind, you're doing around 4.2 knots. But downwind, you can speed up to around 10 to 11 knots. So this boat is very active in the team race leagues we are seeing all around the world. We know how teams and players are practicing team race, and they love it. So it's a little bit like the sail is saying here. We are looking at, it's a shark boat, it's an aggressive boat, it is a boat that we use to attack. We're doing a 5 versus 5. This means 10 players in there. So let's just start it, the race, and let's get some action. It is a 5 versus 5. So you really need to think about your teammates. Yes, you can get first and second. That's 3 points. But if your team then get 10, 9 and 8, yeah, then you suddenly have 30 points. And if you do the mathematics, you guys are faster than me, but you can just go to the left-hand side, then you can do the mathematics. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 6 is 21, plus 7 is 28, plus 8 is 36, plus 9 is 45, plus 10 is 55. So there is 55, and if you divide that number with 2, then you can see that the team with the 27 points are the winning team. So it's all about getting less than 27 points. First penalties here, 14 seconds. Now Team OMAN's sailor down here needs to be very, very careful not getting too far away from the starting line. A battle at the starting line. Tanguy Le Golf with a penalty. Oosh, these starts are very important. Team OMAN getting over there. Oh, false start for Tanguy Le Golf. This only means one thing. That is a great start for Team OMAN. Oh, Hamza is also getting a penalty start. But remember, it's team race, so you really need to focus. Oh, there Akrim just got caught in a starport port side penalty. So there we're coming in. But watching it, what a chaotic start. Normally we see a very more organized start, but in this case, because it looks like Team OMAN actually made a small tactical genius thing here. They look like they didn't know how to start this race, but right now they have Musab, they have Zakaria, the U21 player in second and third. They're battling the former world champion L1, so they need to take care of that. But here behind they have 2 players, Hamza and Akram, and those 2 players, they need to speed up. All the teammates needs to help them and penalize the others. In the middle, we have a battle with Ahmed Al-Hassani against Tanguy Le Golf. Just had a very terrible start, but he's a little bit covered and supported by Valentin Lisa and Tim Carpentier, alias Pepito. But right now, it's Team OMAN in first and second and fourth. This is actually giving them a smaller matches. Just do the fast mathematics here. 7, 17, 26. So Team OMAN is actually winning this race as it stands now. But it's only the first upwind leg. And Team France are known for this individual skill, but some of these players also playing team racing in a very, very high level. But it looks good. A great start for Team OMAN. I really love that they are fighting back and showing the way. Huge wind shift coming in. Musab at the delay line, but it's wind shift coming back. This is how winds sometimes behave. So another wind shift coming in from left side. Okay, L1 attacking Musab. Musab needs to bear away. He does that. L1 with a penalty. No, what happened there? What did L1 just do? He tried to attack, and now he's going upwind. He's losing all momentum. So the 2 guys from Team OMAN, the youth player and Musab, is going in the lead. They're going upwind as the leaders. This means they can control the race a little bit. But now it's all about how good are they in team race at the moment. If we're going a little bit down the pace, then Akam is here, and then Hamza has been taking a chance, sailing away, trying to sneak around the rest of the fleet, going to the right-hand side. Interesting if the wind pressure is with him and if he's too far away when he's crossing in. But interesting race, interesting call, and what a surprise to see 2 players from Team OMAN in the lead. Great race, great stuff by them. So, Zakaria in the lead, Musab in second. Then we have Pepito, Valentin Lisa. Ahmed can help the covering up Tanguy Le Golf L1. So it's all about communication. I don't know how Team OMAN is communicating, but I know the whole team of France is right now in Discord, and it's going fast. They're talking together, they're communicating what to do, who's doing what, who's going after who is penalizing who. It is team racing. So OMAN as it stands, let's do the math. 4, 10, 20, 29. They need to do something. They need to control it. So Musab, either he needs to do a wind block, make sure Pepito cannot win it. Pepito coming in the middle. Oh, Sakari, he needs to slow down. A wind block. Ooh, let's try to explain to those of you there is sailing in a high level. It is you leasing your sail, you're slowing down your boat, make the other boat sail into you. And now Ahmed, he needs to, Al-Hassani, he needs to take care here. Because on the inside, he has Barbie, he has L1. All of them can penalize him. But still in the lead. Musab in the lead. Sakiri, he's in third. He's under pressure. Let's see this battle. This is one of the most interesting battles here. This is what, let's go in 2D mode. This could be one of those. No, Tandy doing a 360. What? I hadn't seen him doing that. Another battle behind. Ahmed losing to Valentin Lisa. So Valentin Lisa taking him out. Sakira, he is under pressure by Tanguy. And see there, Tanguy Le Golf controlling him with wind pressure. 0.6 knots difference in speed. It's still Musab in the lead, and he can take the victory of this race. But it's team race. They have 3 players in 8, 9, and 10. So they need to do something, the leaders up here. Sakira, he's Zakaria, he's trying to go away from this battle. Oh, he attacks L1, but he's too routine L1. Did you see how fast L1 reacted in this case? And then he switched around the position. So Zakaria is getting that penalty. So right now, Team Oman has the leading boat, but it doesn't mean that much. It's all about how Ahmed and the U21 players from Oman can come in. Oof, Ahmed trying to attack Barbie, but Barbie saw that and just in last second did the maneuvering that made Ahmed getting the penalty instead of. So well played by the French female player in this case. So 3 boats from Team Oman coming here from behind. They need to do something. They need to speed up. It's not good to take each other's win. A penalty to L1. Unforced mistake, hitting the mark. Oh, a huge turn over there. Unforced penalty by Ahmed. So interesting. Three of the boats from Team Oman going to the right-hand side. Rest of the fleet going to the left-hand side. And something happened with Musab. Did he miss the mark? It looks like Musab missed the mark rounding. See, he went from first position. And now he's absolute last. He needs to turn around, going around the marks behind, because he didn't round them correctly. This means that the overall lead for Team Oman was lost in that mark rounding. And then, as I saw, they had a small battle at the marks, and it looks like he missed the mark in that battle, got a penalty, and then he hoped it was not a penalty where he missed the mark on the wrong side. But you can see how his meters are growing and growing. So this also means that the other players cannot penalize him because they are not on the same path at the moment. Right now, Musab is going to sail downwind. Pepito is sailing upwind. This giving first, second, and fifth to Team France in this 5v5. And so unlucky for the player from Oman in this case. So it looks like that Team France just need to sail this home, and maybe one of 2 of the players would go down and just slow down rest of them, the fleet from Oman, just to make sure that they could have a comfortable lead. Let's see here. Ahmed crossing in, Hamza coming in the middle, opposite side, Tanguy Le Golf, he had the worst start, he's overall second, L1 in third, Pepito in first, Valentin Lisa going outside the ley line. So let's talk a little bit about the windsocks up there, because that is where you need to focus. When you're racing races like this, you need to focus on the windsock. When you're a player, you look at the radar up in the top left corner. It's a forecast what will happen or is happening within the 10 to 12 seconds. If you want to see the real wind, then you go to 2D mode on your boat, then you have a windsock here in front. And that windsock in front of the boat is telling you exact where the wind is coming from. Right now, you can see the Team France has spread out. They have the wind on the side, but the boats over here, L1 and Pepito, will actually have will not have the wind in a favored side when they're going up towards the mark. They're sailing a little bit against the wind, but a wind shift coming in. Tanji, Barbie, and Valentin Lisa in a good position, and 5 boats from Team France coming in. Ahmed Hassani and Zakaria have a chance to come back in. And now see what Team France is doing. They are doing a small wind block. They are going together. And interesting, if they are slowing 2 players down, Barbie needs to slow a little bit. Tanji also. Yeah, Barbie slowing down. Barbie doing what we call a wind block. And see, now, oh no, she got upwind. It's not a wind block. She just mistimed it. Then Tanji straight away, Pepito, both of them straight away. Go, friendly fire. Comes back to help, covering Barbie, so she's not losing. But then a friendly fire, making Zakaria have a chance to come in. Hamza coming in 7. Akam in 9. So they have a chance now to come back in the race. Oh, Tanji with another penalty. So now 2 Team Oman players coming up. It's a battle, a penalty back to Hamza. So this is what team race is about. And luckily for Team France, they have 2 players in the lead, Valentin Lisa and L1. So rest of the team just need to take care they're not getting down in 7, 8, 9, and 10. But it's a battle coming back. Hamza coming in. Battle. Pepito. He's under pressure by Hamza. Ahmed coming in. Halsani. Barbie needs to take care. Tanji also. There we see Musab. He didn't round the mark, so he's not in the battle. The U21 player coming in side by side. Attack. Oh, Pepito lost that one to Hamza. So now it's time to fight back. Tanji Ligolf coming in. But Zakaria is coming in. Oh, penalty. Pepito just came out of his penalty and penalized back in this case. Then we have Akram in 9th. Another battle in opposite side. Barbie losing to Hassani. So right now, 3rd to Oman, 4th to Oman. Can they also get in 5th? Then it looks much, much better. Hamza coming in. Battle. They're not giving up. I love this. I love countries that's fighting for all points. This is very, very great. Let's see here. Hamza in 9th. Tanji, he's attacking. It's side by side. It's going to be close. Tanji attacking Hamza. Oh, it's almost a burger, but it's 2 from Oman in the top. No, Hamza got that penalty from Tanji. Ahmed, he needs to defend it or he needs to cross in. It's all about points. Come on. Al-Hassani coming in. No, Tanji covers up. Barbie goes in. And then great fight by Ahmed Al-Hassani. Hamza also coming in. And then rest of Team Oman coming in. Unlucky for this player. He did such a fantastic race in the first 2 legs. And then he missed the gate mark. Confirmation. We have Team France. They will win another point. So right now it's 3-0 for Team France against Team Oman. But it looks like Team Oman are ready now to battling it out, to fight for it. And I really love how they're coming back in this race. Valentin Lisa with a victory, L1 in 2nd, Tanji in 4th, Barbie in 4th. And that is ensuring a victory in 5v5. To those of you that know me quite well know that we are sitting in Scandinavia. I am part of what we call the Vikings, and what we just saw here was some Vikings from Team Oman getting a beat up, but then they did everything they could to fight back. And we love to see fighting, and we love to see teams fighting back. So great race by Team Oman here in race number 3. We're going into the next race. The next race, we're going to speed up once again. We just came from the more agile laser that is very tactical and very tactical also, where you can go around corners, you can move it fast, you can speed a little bit up. And now we're going into one of the special boats in the game. It is the F50. It's the SailGP boat we are coming into, and we're going to experience speeds between 45 and 53 knots of wind when we're going downwind. But let's, before going that, just have the confirmation in sail ranks. And there we have the confirmation in sail ranks. France getting 17 points in this race. Oman getting 38 points. So that's giving the victory for Team France. 3-0 to the French team. So they're coming back, but I have to say, it's not for fun that they're meeting Team Oman. If you're curious and going into sailranks.com, then you can find this regatta. You can also go in and see how each player is performing in each race and which player is playing where. And this is very good stats you can use for future races, but also to get to know the players much better. With that said, let's get ready for race number 4. There we have the beautiful Sail DP boat, the F50. We're going to also change how we start the race. If you haven't been playing Virtual Regatta before or eSailing before, and you haven't been sailing and you're enjoying what you're seeing here, then we're going to see another type of start. We're going to see what we call a reaching start. This means that the wind is coming from the side, where all the other starts we had was an upwind start. So the starting line is always pointing upwind, and then we're sailing upwind, but in this case the starting line is pointing on the side of the wind, and the boat's speeding up to there. We're going to have 3 versus 3. This means that the players are ready. So let's start the race, let's go in game, let's have some action. And there we go. And by the way, fantastic, and thank you for all the messages in the chat. Don't worry, we can see everything here in studio. So thank you for that. I hope you're enjoying what these two teams are making. I know it's 3-0 to France, and France is the big brother here against the new team in the class. But right now we have been seeing Team Oman in the last race fighting back. We saw Ipti in the female match race. Actually, in my way, lost it because of internet connection and not because of her fighting skill or what she was going to do. So right now, it's 3-0 to France against Oman. Great start, great race of this eSailing Nations Cup, and I really love what we're seeing. What we're seeing right now is the F50. You can see the starting line is in front of us. It's all about timing your start with speed, but also timing your position. And right now we can see a small battle for position over here. One of the boats from Oman. Oh, it looks like a slow start for the boats from Oman. Team France coming in. No false start. Pepito, great start. David Krief, Julie France with a great start. And then we have the first battle up here. It's Safnis. He might be in trouble. Abdu coming in. They're rounding the mark. Oh, Pepito! Penalizing the boat from Oman. And then he gets a penalty. No! Unlucky for Akram. Almost getting a penalty back to Pepito. This was the reaching start. This was the reach mark. And now we are going downwind for the first gate mark. You can see this boat here. I know it looks slow, but it's because it's a huge boat and we're actually sailing in a much larger map than we normally do. So 46 knots downwind. Now they're going upwind. Now it's all about tactics. It's all about reading the wind pressure. So Hamza is actually doing the right thing. He's going again to find the wind, going to the left-hand side, and actually have a huge chance to come back. Oh, and while saying that, one of the guys from Team Oman lost connection. It has not been their night with their boats tonight. Then let's speak about the race instead of. So it's all about finding this wind pressure. And one thing you also will see, and sail it to the dark areas, is that you have these boundaries. You can see we have these white boundaries we are getting close to here, and the green boundaries. It's like real sail DP. If you're crossing the boundary, you will get a penalty. A penalty will slow you down for 11 seconds, and a penalty in an F50 is very crucial because 11 seconds slowdown, where you go from a speed of around 42 knots, or in case upwind 26 knots, to around 11 knots. It's a very costly, no matter what type of boat we are coming in here. We're going to the top mark rounding, and see here, Hamza is actually back in the race. Pepito a little bit in trouble. Let's see what Pepito do. They're crossing in. Hamza almost. Oh, great coverage by Pepito. all battles is coming in. Hamza going to cross upwind. Let's see. Now the battle comes both in. Every time you attack in this boat, you lose momentum, and it takes around 11 seconds to speed up. Pepito at the right away. Oh, Hamza doesn't care. Going on the inside, taking the penalty just to see if he can come in front of it. That was a very gamer-like attack. But let's see, 25 knots, 39 knots. So it cost a little bit for Hamza. But he actually tried to do what we say in the gaming world. Tried to sneak in on the inside, take the penalty. Pepito going into that battle. He only had one task, to make sure the two guys is not coming up and winning over Julie France, because a first place, a third, and a last place can be costly. So Pepito needs to defend, and you can see how he's jibing in front of Hamza all the time. Hamza coming in. Akram has the right away. They can sail into each other. Will it be friendly fire? No. Pepito going away. Hamza coming in. It's great fight by Team OMAN. They're going after Pepito, and right now Akram managed to go up in third, so they got Pepito away from his fighting, and now Pepito in trouble. Let's see. It's speeding up. Hamza coming in. Pepito bears away. Needs to go behind, or else he will got a penalty by Akram. So great race in this case here by Team OMAN. But it's Julie France, David Krief in the lead, Savnis in second. Pepito, he's battling with the two players from OMAN. They just need to do everything they can, and they are doing everything they can to come up in the lead. But it's not for fun. It's the big nation against the small nation. But Akram, great race also there. Bearing away from Pepito. They switch position in the attack. So great attack here. I really enjoy what they're doing. Pepito, he's under pressure. Akram coming up. No, Pepito is too fast. So this time they're switching position again. Pepito coming from starboard, getting ready to pressuring Akram. And let's see how he will manage to go around that. While we are seeing that, we can see the two French sailors, Julie France and also Savnis, sailing towards the reach mark and then after to the finish line. But we love the battles. Let's see. Pepito going in, covering up Akram. Akram coming in. Pepito slowing down. Much more speed for Hamza. Hamza, he can cross in. Oh, so friendly fire. No. Oi, Akram panics. He just needs to continue. Oi, Hamza doing it again. Going on the inside, taking the penalty to go in front of Pepito. So let's see. Did it work this time? 5, 4, 3. Oh, he's out of the penalty. And he is in front of Pepito, but Pepito has the right away. So Pepito wins that battle against Hamza. So, but now Akram has the right away. Small fights, even if France have been winning this race. Oof, such a close call there. Pepito takes the battle, takes third. But again, hats off for the battle Team OMAN is doing here. Great race, great fighting, doing everything they can. And I also have to say, Pepito, he's actually part of the French SailGP eSailing team. So there's a reason he's very good in this boat. So confirmation is quite simple. It's another point for Team France, but a great fight by Team OMAN. So it's 4-0 Team France in this knockout phase, round 1. Looking at some of the stats, actually a slow start, 0.9 second. I know these players. 0.5 is an okay start. I also said it was a slow start, but there's no reason to make a penalty start in a team race like this. Maximum speed, Savnis, 46.9 knots. So actually quite a fast race by them. We also see the battling here. Actually, if Hamza didn't got this DNF, then it actually look very different for Team OMAN. So tonight, the internet is not with our newcomers in the class, Team OMAN. But continue fighting, guys and girls. Then I'm pretty sure you will do it good and come back in it. And that was the 4 first races. And now we're coming into one of the races we normally call the deciding race, because it's a very tight race. Sometimes we see nations like France here being front 4-0. We saw that in one of the Nations Cup races last year. But then suddenly everything turned around, because in the 2v2 certified players, we are going to have the top players, the 2 best players, or the 2 players who got the blue tick in their nation, and those players are now going to battling each other. And I can say to you, we're going to have a pleasant comeback to Akram and Musab. They are going to race for Team Oman against Pepito, and then who will join in there? But before seeing that, let's just go to sail ranks and get the confirmation. And it's 4-0 to France. They won this one 6-15. This race we just had here in the 3 versus 3 F50. Now we're going into race number 5, 2 versus 2. Let's join in game. We're actually missing one of the French players this time, so I'm quite excited what's happening around the world at the moment. And now we are going to have a 2 versus 2. And to those of you that is fast in math, then you can say, hey, there's 10 points here. 10 points. So if you win and you lose the race, so get a first and a fourth position, you have 5 points. And if you have a second and a third, you have 5 points. What does this mean? Yeah, we are sailing team race. So the winning nation in that case will be the losing nation, because it's all about supporting each other as a team. Some of you out there are saying, oh, there's such a huge difference in level of the players in the different nations. But I have to remind you guys and girls, this is Nations Cup, this is team race. And one of the nations that you can't underestimate, where you're saying, hey, you have Team Switzerland. They are maybe the oldest nation playing here. They have an average age of, as I remember, 43 years old. But still, they are maybe one of the most dangerous nations in team race. But back to the race. It's race number 5. It's Oman versus France. It's 4-0 to Team France, but it's 2 versus 2. The 2 best players against the 2 best players. Or I have to say, the 2 certified players against 2 certified players. But most of the time, it's because you have been doing a great performance in the game or outside of the game. Pepito and Valentin Lisa has been at the World Championship, both of them, and also been a grand final in SailGP. So those 2 guys knows how to sail. Akram Musab is the first time I'm seeing him in top level, but it's 2v2. Let's see. Ooh, Musab starting friendly fire. Oh, he thought I'm in the wrong position. And if you're new to sailing, we have a quite simple rule. It's called starboard and port side. And what we saw here was Musab, he turned to the right-hand side. That's much easier for non-sailors to understand, where the other boats came from the left side. And then he sailed in front of them and got a penalty. Downwind attack on Akram made by Pepito. And this is something you normally don't see in real sailing, but this is part of team racing. So wake up, guys. You will be under pressure, under attack all the time by the French, and they will use all the means to win. And as said in the start, the beginning of the show, this is not fleet race, this is team race. So it's all about using the rules to win against the others. Pepito second. He's under pressure by Musab. Very good cross actually by Musab. He's in control of Pepito. Let's follow that battle. Then Akram, he needs to find some win. He needs to do something to come back in the race. But this battle is very important. If Musab is winning this battle against Pepito, then we have this situation as I talked about. We have a leading boat from France and a last place for France. And that means that Team France will lose the point if that's the standing when we're coming to the finish line. Side by side, follow the boats. Musab, see how close he is to Pepito. Pepito bears away, he goes behind, but Musab seeing that straight away, crossing up, covering him, and again a nice cover by Musab. Pepito tries his best to get some room to maneuvering in, and again another defend by Musab. Great coverage here. I love this battle. This is one of them. this means also Valentin Lisa, he cannot sneak away. He needs to go close to Akram. So we have 2 individual battles in a team race right now. And right now it's Team Oman winning one of them. And it's more... Oh, no, 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 no! There the switch position. Musab made a small mistake against Pepito. And he lost momentum of the boat. And then Pepito penalized him and they switched his position. But that battle... See that battle gave time so Akram could come up. Downwind attack, Akram getting back to Pepito. Then he can learn it. Sorry to say that, guys. Pepito made that trick in the start of the race. And this is what we call nemesis. The Team Oman is fast learners. Great stuff. This battle is not over. This is going to be one of the most entertaining. Oi, Musab getting too close to Pepito. But right now, it looks like we're going to have a real battle here in race number 5. This is a very open one. 6 penalties in total until now. And Valentin Lisa and Pepito is not free. They are under pressure. Akram coming in. Great coverage. Oh, he needs to take care. Oh, Pepito came on the inside. So penalty to Akram. But it doesn't matter that much because it's the downwind leg where he needs to be ready to attack. He needs to take care not get another penalty because he is in a good position to attack Pepito. Okay, guys and viewers out there, you're saying, oh, Valentin Lisa is sailing away. Pepito is in second. Team France has won this one. No, they haven't. Because now we're getting downwind. And remember what I said in the start. Oh, Pepito, see, that's why he's attacking. But that attack puts him in last position. And Valentin Lisa needs to wait for him. Because if you get first and last, then you lose the race. So the 2 players from Oman, the 2 sailors from Oman, only have one focus. Pepito, Pepito, Pepito. And sorry to say that many times, let Valentin Lisa sail away. He's not part of the team. He's not part of it. Let him win. If they can have Pepito lose, then Team Oman will win this one. Akram coming in. Great race here. Covering up. It's going to be very close. Let's go in 2D mode. There we have it. See, oh, just going away from Pepito. Don't want to get close to him. It's a battle there. 2 against 1. See Pepito trying to chase them away. And it actually looks like if you've seen one of these animal movies where the lions are chasing away the hyenas, then we can see in this case he's trying to do that. And this time he got Musab getting close to Valentin Lisa. So they switched position and they got away from Akram. So now they actually made a small gap and pressuring Team Oman. So they're switching around the roles. Great race. Great stuff we have here. Musab under pressure by Pepito. Pepito throwing dirty air. And then on the inside, we have Akram coming in. Akram, if he goes in and helps Musab, then Pepito will be in trouble. But it doesn't matter. We are at the gate mark. We're going upwind. So the only thing they need to do... Oh, no. Penalty. And Akram going to the opposite side. So he might have been taking a longer distance around the mark. Was that a double fault from Team Oman? Let's see. This is quite interesting. Maybe Akram, he got some momentum going the opposite side. Pepito coming in side by side. Akram needs to tag away. Pepito tries to go on the inside, trying to go after a small touch. So there he tags up because he is covered by Akram. And this gives Musab a chance to come back in the race. So, again, you can see how positions are switching all the time, because when 2 boats are going into a match, going into a small battle for position or for the penalty, then they forget everything around them. And right now it looks like Pepito, he is maybe getting lost, and Valentin Lisa is far ahead. So and I have to say it, we have seen it before, are the two guys from Team France saying, hey, we are in control here. And then Musab and Akram can use it in the last end to get second and third. Oof, this is very deciding. Let's see what happens. Pepito, cross up, tags up. Maybe the 2 guys from Oman made a small mistake going in towards the middle. Pepito takes second, got the wind shift with him. Akram coming up, Musab coming up. The guys from Oman is not meant to lose too many meters right now. They need to focus on capturing Pepito. They need to follow Pepito. don't care about Valentin Lisa in the lead. Let's see. Pepito in second, Akram in third. Musab in fourth in the middle. It's not Musab going to do anything. So this is the battle we're going to watch. This is also the distance in between the two boats here we're going to keep an eye on. Pepito winning momentum, getting closer and closer to Valentin Lisa. Akram is not. So it looks like Pepito has chosen the right place, the right position according to wind and the wind angle, and sneaking away from Akram. Even if we have all these small battles, all these small fights. Pepito, Valentin Lisa, great upwind leg by them, taking the battle against the two sailors from Team Oman. And here we can see this difference in experience. They used the wind, they used the weather, they used the intelligence to get in front of Team Oman. And right now, there are only one chance for Team Oman. It is if the wind shadow can capture one of the boats in front of them. Let's see. Akram, an early launch off the spinnaker going downwind. We need to look at the wind shadow. He actually had a chance to capture the others, so let's see. 10.7, 9.8. Caught in wind shadow by Musab, slowing down 10.8. Can he get close enough? It looks like the wind shadow can just touch Pepito, but is the finish line coming too early? Let's see. Let's follow this. This is the chance. Akram needs to find either Pepito or Valentin Lisa. Can he capture him here side by side? Enjoy this view. It's the wind shadow we're looking at. It's the wide area. It is getting closer and closer to Pepito. 11.9, 12.3, 12.9, 12.0. He is capturing one of the boats. Valentin Lisa needs to jibe now. Too late to jibe, to attack up here. He needs to find one of the boats and capture in wind shadow. But see how routine the French are here. Crossing, switching sides, just to make sure to confuse Akram. But again, hats off for the new team in Nations Cup. Coming in here, doing such a great performance against some of the best players in the world. Pepito getting a penalty by Valentin Lisa. A little bit show off from Team France, getting first and second, and also winning race number 5. This is giving the standing 5-0, and this also means that Team France is going into the next round, but don't worry, we're going to see all the races. Even if we are seeing a team like Team Oman Sailing, doing all they can, fighting all they can, it's very enjoyable to see them fight for everything. They're fighting for all meters, they're fighting for honor, they're fighting for everything. And the next thing we're coming into now, it's a match race. If we have a match race of same quality as the female match race, then we will really see something great coming up. Ipti was so close of winning that match race, but internet was not with her tonight. Let's go into the race. It started, so let's get ready to race number 6. And there we have it, Ahmed Al-Hassani against Tanji Golf, or MCS Tanji. So they are going to do the same match race as the females. They just have a slightly lesser wind. As I remember, they only have 18 knots of wind in this server. This means that they need to take care that the wind is not disappearing. It's a match race, so it's all about following each other upwind and all about doing your strategy and your tactics and do your attacks at the right time. So race number 6 coming in out of 9. So 3 races left tonight in this, I have to say, actually a more enjoyable battle than people foreseen. I really believe that Team Oman did a very, very good performance. Battle coming in. Oh, Tanji might do a fall. Now the start is coming, so Team Oman needs to go towards the starting line. Tanji will try to get committee boat space. Then Ahmed Al-Hassani, he needs not to be too slow. Tanji with the best start. Ahmed following him side by side, 4 meters. Luckily for Ahmed, there's enough room so he can tack up and follow Tanji. Around now, they're splitting up. Ahmed following him in this case. And if you see up in the top, you can see we have 3 wind zones. Imagine you're taking the wind map, dividing into these 3 wind zones, to put a dotted line in between them. Then you can see in the middle, the windsock is pointing from left towards right. So this is why they're doing what they're doing. Oh, Tanji just crossing in to do an attack. Then the left-hand side is pointing a little bit to going to have a wind shift against the left-hand side. And the right windsock is pointing to the right-hand side. So it's all about putting yourself in a position where you're using that wind pressure to come in. And let's see, they're splitting up. It's actually quite interesting because who's reading the wind best? Right now, Ahmed Al-Hassani is in where the wind pressure is, but is the wind angle in his favor? We will see. Right now, in the start, he lost momentum. He's still losing. He's winning. He's losing. 8, 10, 10, 8. Ooh, he's losing. He's winning. So, but Tanji, when we're coming up, oh, Tanji's sailing into lighter wind now. When he's coming up towards the top mark and the ley line in the right-hand side, or just now crossing in, then he will be in a position when he has 10 meters where he can come in front of Ahmed Al-Hassani and then covering up with a huge wind shadow. Let's see it. There he comes in. No, he doesn't tack in front of him. There he does. And you can see doing it so Ahmed is caught in so much wind shadow when he's trying to get out. And now he's covering him in wind shadow. And this covering is getting Ahmed to lose 0.1 knots of speed. And it doesn't sound like much, but I have to say it's quite some speed when you're going upwind and you're only sailing 4.2, so you're losing meters. And right now we can see Ahmed Al-Hassani needs to do something. He needs to find a way to get closer to Tanji Le Golf. But Tanji is also doing quite a good job. As I remember, he's the French champion. So this young lad up here, he's doing a great job. But I have to say, look at this flag. They can be proud of their performance tonight, entering Nations Cup in this high level, starting in first round because of the seeding against seeded number 2, France. But they were close of getting seeded 14 instead of Oman, and then they have chosen another team. Tanji coming first to the top mark. Ahmed Al-Hassani is having some trouble following him. It's all about reading the wind, but it looks like Tanji is getting away, sneaking away in this case, in this starboat. So coming into the mark, 46 meters. Let's see if Tanji, he hits the mark, he will lose momentum, slow down, but he's taking it safe, rounding that mark. And you can see the starboat is not one of the boats with a spinnaker or Ginnaker. So it's using the big sail to go downwind, but because it's so light wind, it's only 6.5 downwind, and Ahmed Al-Hassani is just outside of the wind shadow of Tanji. So Tanji is just outside, so Tanji cannot be caught by it. You can see it here. So right now, Ahmed just needs to follow Tanji and cross fingers that Tanji Le Golf is doing a mistake. They're going downwind, they're racing here here in the harbors, and we can see here how they are going around here. Beautiful view we have here in the background. Tanji or Ahmed Al-Hassani in second, and it looks like a hard race trying to find some wind. Tanji pretty sure safe 6.1, Ahmed a little bit faster 6.2, but the wind is slowing down. Tanji is still a little bit slower than Ahmed, so Ahmed is getting closer and closer. Maybe it is Ahmed choosing the wrong angle on the boat, or getting a wider angle, so he's not sailing a shorter distance towards the mark, but he's sailing with a faster speed. Let's see. Tanji coming to the gate mark, and he's quite comfortable up there, but he needs to choose right. Ahmed And this is where we're going to speak about tactics. If you are closer to each other or just outside of the wind shadow, then the only thing you can do to come back in the race is remember following the boat in front of you. It's very, very important to follow your boat, because if you're going to the opposite side, you can lose a way many meters way ahead. But let's see, Tanguy is actually crossing opposite, so Ahmed has nothing more to do here. He might have been having a chance going opposite in this case, but rounding the mark, a big turn, getting too close to it, then going to the left hand side, trying to see if he can find some momentum. Tanguy going into the wind pressure, Ahmed sailing with the wind, coming from windward side. So let's see, Ahmed, Tanguy. It looks like Tanguy is quite safe in this case. So a quite dominant performance by Team France. They're doing everything they can in this case. And Ahmed, he can only do the best he can to fight back. So, should there be any questions, just write us in the chat. We are here to read everything and see everything. But right now, it is the Shark of France. It is Tanguy de Golf in the lead, taking this one. Another point to Team France in this Nations Cup. But Ahmed Al-Hassani crossing up, trying to do his best. And let's see, he's doing his best coming in here in race number 6. But the meters is just growing and growing and growing. 120, 122. Tanguy de Golf, too great a player to lose this race at this moment. But we have seen before, we saw in the female match race, that internet can do a lot of things. So Tanguy needs to play it safe. And then he needs to make sure that the people he's living with is not using too much internet, or he is getting a call on his mobile phone if he's playing on his mobile phone. That can also be very costly. We have seen some quite big tournaments where players are losing battery on their phones and this way losing the race. And then we also have seen cases where the mom is calling while one of the guys was playing. Tanguy coming around the mark for the second time and last time, getting ready for downwind. Ahmed Hassani has been winning 20 meters into Tanguy, but right now it's too far away. We can see it here with the bare eyes. Tanguy sneaking away, getting ready to go downwind. So we are going to discuss a little bit which nation is the favorite nation this year. Oof. It's a good question getting in the chat. I have to say, I can't call which nation is the best. We have so many good nations in Nations Cup 2021. We have 3 nations that are almost playing like professionals. It is France, it is Italy, it is Spain. Then we have 3 nations that are playing more semi-pro. Actually 4 nations more semi-pro and having fun, but still in a very, very high level. That's Team Japan. They are very, very good of exploring the game and knows all the details. They have KGR from Japan. He's one of the few players I know in the world that can qualify to the big tournaments without using any race helps. So he knows the game so good that he can play it with no helpers at all. Then we have Team Netherlands. They are quite young. That's the youngest team we have this year. But Team Netherlands, because of the age and their engagement to it, then they can come in. They have also Bartlam Briggs, Douwe Bosma, that can do a huge, huge difference. But this year we also see Hidden, Schafford coming up, doing great race and great performance. So that's how it is. While we are saying that, we can see Tanguy is coming closer to the finish line. We can see Ahmed Al-Hassani doing the best he can, finishing the race, but he was overpowered by Tanguy, the Golf in this case. Another nation we need to take a good look at is Team Denmark, led by, I have to say, some call him the fan favorite, Lucas Moore. Lucas is leading the Danish team, and they are doing a great performance, and last year they came all the way to the semifinals. With this finish here by Tandy Le Golf crossing the finish line, we can say that Tandy Le Golf getting 6 points to Team France, and then let's just follow Ahmed Al Hassani coming into the finish line, cheering on Team Oman, doing their best, and welcome them into Nations Cup with one of the hardest races they maybe have been able to be doing. And here we saw one of the cases where I can say that routine and how many hours you've been playing the game actually showed us which level there was, the difference in level between France and Oman. But again, I am amazed, impressed that Team Oman joins into this race and just give everything they can. And also more impressed about one very important thing. They continue doing their races, they end them up, they're doing it as best as they can. Nobody's quitting, everybody is fighting. Now we are going into a 3 versus 3, we're going to the J70, so let's join in game. It's race number 7. And there we have 3 versus 3, race number 7. Right now we can see 2 of the French sailors in there. It's Van VR, and then it's I always love to say his name. I have so hard time saying. People are making fun with me. It's Quecuville, and then La Manoir, 2 times World Championship participant. Then from Team Oman we have Al Jabri, 30 is coming in, and then 2 of his teammates will join in a few seconds. This is the J boat. This is one of the boats that have been in the game for the longest time. The J boat was the first boat that was used a lot for team racing. 6 boats ready, so let's just get ready. The J boat has this it's quite agile. It's not as agile as a laser. It's a little bit slower in the movement, but it has a wind shadow. The wind shadow of this boat is 30 meters big. So downwind you can use it quite well to attack each other, like the Star, as we saw Ipti. And I'm really glad to see Ipti in this race, and Walid coming in here. And I have to say Walid is actually a 49er sailor in real life. So this boat type here is very good for downwind attack. But it's also a very good team race boat because you sail in a speed level where you're actually not speeding away from the others. So we will see a lot of battles us upwind. Already now we are seeing battles for positions. They're going to the start. It's race number 9. It's there's 2 more races tonight. So let's see how this will go. Team Oman going with 3 players from the start. Al Jabri, then Ipti and Walid. Going into the starting line, we're getting ready for doing some aggressive attack. 2 penalties for Team Oman. Ooh, one of them going backwards. Oh, losing momentum. That's Walid. Going upwind. Oh, very slow start for him. La Manoir just made that penalty and made him slow down. La Manoir sneaking away to the right hand side. Then in the opposite side we actually see a good play by Ipti. See Ipti covering up the guys. Oh, she's going into the middle just to be able to cover up Quecuville and Fank VR. When they are coming a little bit up. See Ipti crossing in. Let's see. This is a very important cross. Oh, maybe too early. So the 2 French skippers just going in front of Ipti. So it was a good chance of Ipti of taking, but in this case it didn't work. Now Ipti going to the left hand side, just going outside of the wind shadow of the other boats. She's not covered. Walid going back in the race. La Manoir is followed by Al Jabri. Al Jabri is battling maybe. I have to say, from 2 years ago, he was maybe one of the best players in the world. But he only have one thing, La Manoir. I really love his sailing style. I really love the way he is as a person. But when he comes to the really big tournaments and going on a live stage, he gets very, very nervous. So we all have it. But here he's crossing in, taking the lead, leading Team France at the moment. And he's crossing in, and right now Al Jabri is covered by Cucurville, and Fangviar is coming here in third. Ipti trying to go back in the race. She got a little bit outmaneuvered by the two other French skippers below, but she is close enough to take in the battle. Upwind leg coming in, Oman trying to come back in the race, and this is a very important cross. Let's see, Al Jabri, can he get close enough to Cucurville? No, he can. So he needs to tack upwind again in the middle to see if he can get a little bit more momentum before crossing in. It looks like the French team is covering Team Oman quite well right now. But now it's all about the mark rounding, what they're doing up there. Again, we have a 3 versus 3 in this case. So if you're doing the mathematics, then you have 3, 6, 10, 21 points. So 10 points you need for victory. So a first and a second and a last will give you the victory. So will they use one of the boats because they are in position to do a wind block to make the life very unhappy for Team Oman? And it looks like they might do that. Let's see, Le Manoir sailing by himself, and it's good to see him back in the lead, back in the top of eSailing, back on this level. Then we have Cucurville, he's going into that battle we talked about, and then Fank VR also coming in here. So what are they doing? Will they do a wind block? Will they do anything to prevent Team Oman to come forward? And this is actually quite interesting because I know a lot of the other teams are watching right now, because this is also showing which type of tactics Team France has been practicing. Right now, Le Manoir crossing in with full speed, and right now it's actually, this was not the best mark rounding for Team France, because Oman actually has a chance to capture all 3 boats. So interesting move, and here you can see one of the small battles. Le Manoir keeps himself on the inside, but now Ipti going in inside. Le Manoir needs to go back because the boat on the inside has to ride away. And then an early spinning allowance, but see here, inside attack by Le Manoir, pushing away Al Jabri. And again, and then Ipti takes over, going downwind on the inside of Le Manoir. Penalty to the Frenchman in this case. Great play by Team Oman. These are the small battles we need to watch. So, can they follow and capture the leading boats at the moment? Or did Le Manoir make too much noise? Let's see. Still, they need to covering up, and then they need to make the lead 49er sneak away, and he's actually inside of the capturing of second place. So, Team France is not safe yet. So if Ipti, and it's not for fun, I love to sail on that sail. We had an interview with her. What a fantastic woman we have here, both in gaming and sailing, and also full of energy and positive energy. Le Manoir under pressure. Let's see, Ipti coming in. Le Manoir, he needs to jibe away Ipti. She knows she needs to attack him. Valid 49 needs to come in, but while they've been battling, Al Jabri is coming into lead. No, Valid, don't covering your friend. Don't go after Le Manoir. All of them coming in. Le Manoir comes in and covering 2 boats. It's a very close one. Le Manoir pressured out, but he managed to make so much noise that the French team, friendly fire, Valid got nailed by Ipti, but Ipti is trying to follow Fanek up there. They're switching positions, but great defense, great noise by Le Manoir. But I also have to say, great fight by Team Oman in this downwind. But let's see if Ipti has a chance coming up there. Al Jabri didn't round the mark. Oh, another one of those. Hit the mark, but didn't round it. He needs to go back. He needs to go back, and he's going back to the mark. Unlucky again. These when you're taking these chances, these narrow turns, it's very, very important that you're not sailing over the mark. Because if you're sailing over the mark, there's a huge chance that you are getting you're not getting registrating, you mark rounding. Ipti, she's going to battle Le Manoir. She's not giving up. This is maybe one of the strongest females we have been seeing in female performance in this Nations Cup. If I was one of the other countries, I might give her citizenship and take her in, because if she continues playing in this level, wow, go for it, female, go for it, girl. There we go. Le Manoir, he's covering her up, but she's tacking and tacking and tacking. And every time these boats are tacking, they are losing momentum. And this momentum makes your teammate, the lead 49er, to come up. But the two boats in the lead, they're securing the victory for Team France. They are not tagging that much, so they're not losing momentum. So a way you can capture a boat in front of you is actually making it or triggering it to tack, tack, and tack. There we go, Le Manoir, he's going to have trouble with Ipti. I'm really looking forward to that battle downwind. And I'm actually really looking forward to see Ipti doing another attack on Le Manoir. Let's see here. One thing is for sure, Team France has first and second, and they cannot be captured. But again, it's not over yet. We have seen disconnections many times tonight, and France can also be a hit of one of them. And if one of the boats in the lead loses connection, then Team France are really in trouble if Le Manoir loses the battle to Ipti or Valide. Right now, they're getting ready to do a burger on Le Manoir, or sometimes when we're making a little bit fun, instead of when it's Team France, he might be the cheese and ham in the baguette. There they go. Let's see, Le Manoir in third, Valide in fourth, Ipti in fifth. And we are watching the mark rounding. Le Manoir, he will come first, but the two other boats, the two other skippers from Team Oman is so close to him that they can do a downwind attack. It looks like it's going to be Valide doing that downwind attack. Ipti needs to take care she's not getting a penalty, hitting her own teammate, crossing in. So now they need to work together. Oh, Le Manoir, early launch of the Spinnaker. So routine play. Just got around 10 meters extra to defend himself downwind. He doesn't want to be under pressure by Team Oman. I know he's listening to what we are saying. The players are also watching these streams just to hear what the commentators are saying about them. But he's under pressure. He's just caught. Valide needs to follow him. He needs to jibe over to Le Manoir. Jibe closer to him. In this case, Valide, he needs to jibe close to Le Manoir, use the wind shadow, throw on in, but Valide is keeping himself in the middle. And right now you can see 14.0. He's a little bit faster than Le Manoir, but he can get 1 knot faster and then jibe now. Oh, he took it to the opposite side instead of being aggressive. And this is also the difference from e-sailors or sailors that has become e-sailors and real sailors. We see sometimes that they forget this aggressive part of the game using the wind shadow. While saying that, let's not take the glory of it. Great race by Fank VR, crossing the finish line right now, followed by Kirkville coming in here in second, and this is giving the victory in race 7 to Team France. But Le Manoir is still under pressure. See, Ipti, she knows how to be aggressive. Straight away using the wind shadow, but it might be too late. Valide coming in. No, it's Le Manoir. He's taking third. And this way we can for sure say that's race number 7 also win to Team France. Great race, great stuff, great fight by Team Oman. That was Team 7. You can see here 3 versus 3 in a J-boat. Now we are going over to the 2 last race. We're going to speed up. We're going to see a 2v2 in an F50 in a CLDP boat. And it's quite interesting, these team races in the CLDP boat. We have quite some battles we've been seeing. We are seeing the Japanese team doing some very beautiful traps and moves in the game, but we also have the D'Amato brothers from Italy we are going to watch later on in the season. They are doing what we call the D'Amato trap. But we are going to do a 2v2. It's 7-0 for Team France, but right now we're going into the next race. There we go, where we are going to have 2v2 in the EF50. Again, it's a fast boat, and you can see we have the team captain from France, Sinjit. He's going to play there. Then we have the U21 player from Oman, Sakaya. We have Ahmed Al Hassani, and then we have a small glitch. I can't see the last player who it is, so I'm just asking the race officers who is the last player from Team France. Let's get ready to start this race. Oh! Yeah, we have some server glitches. We're just getting it told by the race officer, so we are going to do a re-race in this one. So the race officer is calling a re-race, and we will just go to a small commercial break.
My name is Trudy Armbranker, and I am the Master Blender for Montgay. Montgay is unique because of where we are. We have been producing here on the same location for over 300 years. Montgay is unique because Barbados is the birthplace of rum. Montgay and rum is part of Barbadian culture. You're passionate about it from the start.
And then if some of you has asked the question in the chat, why did we call a re-race? It is like this, we have some small fair play rules in the game. Also, during all the time we have been doing eSailing. Sometimes we see the game doing a glitches because we're sitting around the world. And it's always happening at the 1 minute countdown. And special on the 1 minute countdown, we experience that the server jumps, or some of the players are losing connection. And in that case, we always call a re-race. This 1 minute glitch is sometimes throwing, if you're sitting on a bad internet, throwing you out of the game, and that's what can happen. We're just waiting for all the players to go out of the server, restart the game and join in. And when they have done that, then I will get a notification by the race officers. And also, this is also a way that we're ensuring that we have all the races. Imagine if the standing has been, in this case, 4-3 to one of the teams, and this happened for the leading team. Oof, then we have been having all the noise. I know Team France has been winning this race, but we're doing this also to honor Team Oman and see all their strength and see their effort and training in this Nations Cup. And I'm just getting the call signal, it's ready, so let's go in game. And while saying that, we are actually in the neighbor country of Team Oman. We are in Dubai at the moment. It's not far from where some of the players from Team Oman is actually sitting and playing. It's 2 versus 2. It's Tanjili Golf against Sinjid. And now we didn't have a disconnection at the 1 minute mark. So now everything counts. Al Jabi and Zakaria is coming in. And this also means that the race officers accepted that Al-Sahani, he couldn't participate because he is the guy having the connection issues and he's been having it all night. But it doesn't matter anything because Team France has been winning it. So let's see how the guys has been practicing. 30 seconds to the start. It's a reaching start. It is the F50. We're going to speed up here. Team France is going in, but see, oh, a small battle. Sinjid getting a penalty. Great stuff. Team Oman can sneak up to the starting line. Let's see, speed up, guys. This could be the most perfect. And now they're slowing down what they're doing. Speed up! Sorry, I'm shouting all the way to Oman. They could sail away from Team France. They still have to have the best position here. Zakaria, he's on the inside. This is sometimes what we do in match racing and team racing. And it's a slow win. Sinjit going on the inside. No, Sinjit on the outside. Tanji on the inside. Sinjit in trouble. Sinjit penalty. Great race. But in that battle, Zakaria is slowing down and going behind Sinjit. Inside again. Another penalty to Sinjit. Double. No, it wasn't a double penalty, but almost. Sakai going downwind. It's a good battle. Al Jabri in second. Tanji Golf, he is in first. And now we're crossing in. They need to focus on Sinjit. Remember, it's 2v2. No. Al Jabri just, I don't know what happened. He might got a small glitch, or he just didn't just see the mark. Maybe this was not his favorite boat, but let's see. Sakari is coming in. He's crossing over. He has to ride away. He's getting closer to Sinjit and Tanji. Let's see. Sinjit may be a little bit in trouble. The boat is foiling. Sinjit, he's going in front of him. Great coverage here. And see, now attack. 12 knots, and then we just count the seconds. Normally we can count to 11 before we hit maximum speed again. So, 11 seconds from your attack to your boat to a maximum speed. While we're saying that, we can see Dubai in the background. We have Sinjit here. Sinjit, he needs to covering up Zakaria. Al-Jabi, DNF. He got thrown out of the game because he didn't round the mark in that penalty. He didn't came around the mark, and then the game DNF him. Unlucky for Team Oman, but let's see this battle with Sakia against Sinjit. It's going to be one of those where we can see if Sinjit is ready to defend his position. Will the team captain or friends do anything here, or can he defend it? Right now, Tanji just needs to sail away. Sinjit coming in. He will do the safe one. Let's see. No, he's going all the way to the ley line. And one of the tactics in the F50 is you need to have speed when you're coming to the top mark. If you are losing momentum, making a mark rounding, we saw in this season 1 in CLDP where Team China actually in the base of San Francisco came to the gate mark, and there all wind suddenly disappeared. They came from 20 knots to 5 knots, and suddenly they sailed like a very slow fish around the mark. But this looked quite conventional. It looks like Team France is going to take another victory. Zakaria, he doesn't have a chance to come back in this race. Then we have the boundary rules. You can see you can go into the green zone, but if you're hitting the white zone with more than 50% of your boat, you will get a penalty. Sinjit, the team captain, racing downwind here. Tanji rounding that gate mark, going upwind. And it looks quite comfortable, and we can see here Team Oman is not finding any wind. It looks actually like Sakira, no, he hasn't lost connection. He's just in a very, very light wind. Normally downwind we see the boat's speed with around 40 knots. No, the issue is he hasn't either rounded the mark, so he's going back to the gate mark. No, he's just so far behind, 500 meters. Rounding the gate mark, coming up there, going to the last top mark. One thing I have to say, talking and interviewing this young lad earlier today, I really found out how much this is meaning for him. He's doing the best he can. He's really fighting for it. He was very proud of coming in and representing Team Oman in here in the Nations Cup. And also at the same time, a little bit nervous because for him, it means a lot to represent his own country. So great race by him. Then we can see the two French. Tanji, he's coming in here. It's very light wind. He's coming in 19 knots, going to the top mark for the last time, and then coming around it. That is what's going on here. They're coming in. It's an okay race. Tanji rounding the top mark, losing a little bit of momentum. Sinjit coming in, but Zakaria, he only have one chance. It's racing the race done and fighting for the glory and the honor and show the flag of Team Oman. Again, I have to say I am very pleased and also very happy to see how they've been fighting all night, but they've also been fighting against one thing. internet connection or bad mobile phone, and that has been costing them 2 chances where they were in the lead and could win their races. So unlucky for Team Oman. So the score is not telling the whole story, and while we're seeing that, we can see Tanji the Golf got a penalty for hitting the mark. The players are making a little bit fun with each other. Tanji with another penalty, then the captain Sinjet, also known as Alex, going in, taking the victory. Tanji getting second. Sakari rounding the reach mark, going in with speed. Let's see, he needs to turn the boat. Speeds up 40 knots, 40.7 knots, racing towards the finish line. Great race, great fight by him, and great battle. So that was 8-0 for Team France against Team Oman. And now we're going into the last race. And last year, in the last season, we saw many of the battles going into a 4-4 in this case. And then this race, the NACRA 17, 10 versus 10, had a great meaning. We're getting a confirmation from the race officers that some of Team Oman's players are having huge issues with internet. So when the race officer says go, then we will start the race with the number of players there are, to honoring the code and also to honoring the play and also the format. Right now, let's go into sail ranks just to see the updates and how it all works. Sail ranks is saying 8-0 to Team France against Oman. And there's been quite some victories. The only two battles where I've been a little bit sad on behalf of Team Oman is special the match race with the female, where Ipti really did a great race and great stuff. Unlucky, she lost connection. Then we have the 3 versus 3, again a great battle in the J boat. But there, in the last momentum, Team France were too strong. And also the start of this F50, unlucky for Team Oman. They were not all prepared for it. Right now, the race officers is confirming we have 18 players in there. They have told us that the race will start within 2 minutes. So that's how it's going to be. While doing that, then enjoy this one. This is what it's all about. Once again, nations are battling for glory.
Welcome to the Nations Cup 2021.
Skills.
Communication.
Tactics. Strategy.
Together under one flag.
In battle with giants.
Get ready for the Battle of Nations.
Nations Cup 2021.
Here we have the NACRA 17. A light foil boat, but a very fast one. It's not going to sail with 50 knots downwind, but maybe 27 knots downwind. Right now we are waiting for the go signal for the race officers. They said in 1 minute we are allowed to start the race. But let's just have a small wrap up today. It's first of all, it's 8-0 for Team France. And if we're going to look in and look a little bit on Team Oman, we had Ipti. I have to say, Ipti has been the most pleasant surprise I have been having in this regatta. Fantastic to see a female player in that level and with that fighter will. Musab, great race for him. And now we just got the go signal from the race officers. We are in lack of some from Team Oman because of internet, but they are writing that they are having huge issues and will not be able to join. So, and there we also have some small server issues, so just give us a second. And servers are and internet is a beautiful thing. And this is the way gaming sometimes works. But now we are ready. We are joined in. So let's go in and have a pleasant in-game in the last race, race number 9. And there we go. This is race number 9. We are ready for it. 30 seconds to start. 16 skippers is from the start. Some of the great players from Team OMAN is there. Valid is there. Musab, I had to say, great presence. Also Akam fighting all they could. Ipti, great race by the female player. Ahmed Al Hassani. And then Al Jabri. Start coming up. And again, if we're seeing here, there's a small bias at the committee boat. But opposite what we saw in the F50, then we're not doing a reaching start here. We're doing an upwind leg. Lamanar with a penalty in this start. L1 with a penalty. Akram in the middle. Left side, Ahmed Al Hassani, Pepito in the lead, and Sinjit. But now we are battling for the honor. It's the individual skills. So let's see how they're coming in here. Opposite, we have Valentin Lisa in position 8, trying to go to the right hand side. Right now the wind pressure is with him, but he's going into a lighter wind zone. Tanji, he's in the middle in a very good position, Tanji Legold, and he can actually control most of the race. Let's go to the opposite side here. Ahmed Al Hassani in a good position. He's going to fight L1. In front of them is Akam, and this is actually quite interesting because if these two boats are having the luck and the speed, they might go in front of the boats tacking. Let's see. Ipti crossing. Oh, she's not crossing all the way. She's going in to cover Sinjit. Sinjit crossing, penalty to Akram. Sinjit attacking. Oh, Ahmed Al Hassani saw that attack going in front of Sinjit, covering Sinjit. Great move by Ahmed in this case. Tanji in the lead still. David Krief coming in here. And I have to say, congratulations to France winning the first round of the eSailing Nations Cup. Going into the next round, Sinjit here, Ahmed Al Hassani, Pepito, Tanji de Gaulle, Valentin Lisa, Julie France, or David Krief. Coming up to the first tag mark and see how much speed they have on their boats. 14.5 knots. Penalty to Pepito. Ahmed Al Hassani covering up Sinjit quite well. David Krief coming in. Yes, we are going to have a friendly fire. No, great speed on the boats here. 3 French in the lead, 4 in the lead. Then we have a small battle here. There we go. Penalty to Sinjit made by Al Jabri. But then Barbie going on the inside. Barbie can take out 4 boats from Oman. Barbie alone. Let's see. Barbie. Penalty. Oh, Ipti. No! Again. In the battle against Barbie, what can Barbie do? Does she has this IP nuke button on her boat? It was like she just thrown an electrical fire on Ipti. And suddenly, while we had a really good battle in between the 2 female players, Ipti lost connection. Unlucky. This has not been Ipti's night. She has been playing in such a high level and losing it. Barbie coming down. Ahmed Al Hassani rounding it. Tanji in second. Valentin Lisa going opposite. This is more a triumph run and also honoring the code and also saying thank you for Team Oman for participating. Oh, penalty, friendly fire. Akram needs going opposite. Oh, Musab, did he miss the mark? Yeah, he needs to go back. And there we saw, again in the battle, he sailed into the mark, but on the wrong side hitting it. And then it's not counting for rounding it. Ahmed Al Hassani, he's in 3rd. He's in 4th. How many points can he get? How good position can he get against the very strong individual French players? Tanji, Julie France, former world champion L1, Valentin Lisa, Sinjit, all of them against Ahmed Al Hassani. But he's in 3rd. He's keeping his position, doing a great job. Let's see him coming in towards the top mark. The fleet is quite spread out. If we're going up here, we can see we're going up in a chopper view. We haven't been here before. There we can see here Tanji, Julie France making a little bit tacks in front of each other. Valentin Lisa attacking Ahmed Al Hassani. That is quite an aggressive one. He doesn't want Ahmed to come up and get that third position. So Valentin Lisa pressing Ahmed out. And this is team race. So the French players are doing team races here. Oi! Valentin Lisa getting a penalty. Ahmed wins this battle. Going upwind. Let's see how he's coming up. Tandy Golf with a penalty up at the top mark. So two players from Team France coming in, and looks like Tandy has lost connection a little bit. He has connection issues. It actually looks like he has connection issues. Ahmed getting back in third after the battle against Valentin Lisa. Tandy against Al-Jabi, and then L1 on the inside. Let's see here. Penalty to Al-Jabi, but Ahmed, I really want to see the battle. This is maybe the best position tonight. Ahmed in third. He's going to battle with Valentin Lisa. This is the battle for glory. This is the battle for honor. Let's see. They're coming downwind. Valentin Lisa is not aggressive yet. But when they jibe towards the finish line, he will covering up Ahmed Al-Hassani. No, Ahmed continues a little bit further out. Valentin Lisa jibes a little bit too early, but there it goes. 25.1, 25.4. 24.6, side by side, approaching the finish line. Will it be Ahmed Al-Hassani or will it be Valentin Lisa? It is Team Oman, Ahmed Al-Hassani taking this third position. Great run by him. L1 comes in, Tandy Le Golf, La Manoir, Barbie, and then Al-Jabid coming in, and also Akram. Musab coming in here after that missed mark rounding, and in the end, Walid 49. So, this was the way we saw Team France winning 9-0 against Team Oman. But one thing this result is not telling in the story is how Team Oman really fought their way and tried all they could to battle against Team France. And we actually had 3 races where Team Oman did a very great performance, but unlucky for them, the internet was not with them tonight. So they disconnected, and that means DNS or your boat is losing a mast. With that said, boys and girls and skippers around the world, thank you for joining in and watching the first round in the eSailing Nations Cup, and more to come. Next match coming up, as I remember, let's go in. It is. That's it's late night. It's Spain versus Sweden. It's the 22nd of September. Same time, same place, 10 in the evening. See you online. And I have to say, Spain might be the favorite team, but Team Sweden, they have some guys that's been practicing, and girls a lot. I've seen them in the service. With that said, have fun. This was Thomas Bjørn Duty guiding you through round number 1.